Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna give you guys a chance to kind of come in. I decided I wanted to go live today because we have a really special guest in the building. Today, I get a chance to speak with Miss Jeaninne Kayembe. Jeaninne, she does a lot of great stuff, mostly involving urban gardens. A lot of us, we know about, a lot of the food security issues in the Black community. We know about all the food the restaurants hold on, let me shut myself down. We know about all the stuff going on in terms of the food in the restaurants that's killing us. We know about how our people need to eat healthier, and Jeaninne is one of those people that's on the front lines to help with this problem. So first of all, I want to ask Jeaninne, how you doing today, sister?
I'm doing all right. It's beautiful out here in Philly.
Yeah, I bet it is. And it's kind of rare. It's been raining a lot out there, right?
Yeah, but it gets like that. It's nice rain and hot humidity, and nice rain and hot humidity. Kind of feels like down south a little.
Oh, really? So is that crazy Philly weather, like all that rain and humidity, is that good for a garden or it bad, or do you just work with what you got?
So, I mean, because we started our farm at 18 and 19 years old, about 10 years ago, we had nothing. I was homeless. My homeboy, he had dropped out of college. My other boy just got out of jail. And we had this huge space that we were cultivating with a lot of people, but no resources. So, YouTube, Google, all those different things. We had to make our own systems. We had to catch our own water. We got a few solar panels from a donation from Magic Johnson real early on, and that is what fueled our operation. So just having some gutters, having a small structure. Actually, I'm standing next to one now. We can catch anywhere between 2 to 5,000 gallons of water for our farm because of the climate we're at and in. Which,
Really?
yeah, which means we don't pay a water bill, and that was real important to us.
Okay. So it sounds like, I mean, let me just say this, I didn't really pass any biology or chemistry classes, or I learned nothing about nature when I was in school. Nothing, because I didn't learn hardly anything when I was in school. And but it sounds like you really know science, like you really know the biology and everything else. Where did you learn all that? Did you learn that in school, or did you learn it like on your own, or?
No, not at all. I mean, um, just went to high school. Never went to college. I'm actually an artist and even spoken word artist. So not, I mean, I'm a painter as well, with which uses mathematics and biology. But it was really just the world that we live in. We have to really take advantage of it. And because we had different technology, like I said earlier, we either Google things or looked it up, but we also took it a step further to Google the people, or to find the actual persons who were being successful at these types of projects. So when we were super, super young, we were riding out to Milwaukee to go meet with Will Allen, because he was the MacArthur Genius Award winner for urban farming. Then we went out, we would go to the Black Urban Farmers Conference and go talk to people there and get best practices. We travel all around the world as well to like meet and share skills. So we'll see what our people are doing in the hills of Medellin, and we'll share our skills with them, and they'll, share whatever adaptations we can make to our space, because then we help them, facilitate them to come here. So it's really about our relationships, is how we learn. We take
Mm.
on a lot of mentors, and get a lot of our knowledge just from other people, word of mouth.
I really like that, Jeaninne. And by the way, I'm talking to Jeaninne Kayembe, and she runs an urban farm in Philadelphia. And I'm gonna show you guys a video in a minute of Jeaninne doing her thing. I'm super impressed with it. First of all, a couple of things you said kind of sparked me. Number one, you said the hills of Medellin, the hills of Medellin. I always mispronounce it, but down in Colombia, and I think everybody who's never been out of the country or never been to Medellin, I always say it wrong, should go visit. It's a cool place. I was there like a week and a half ago, and it's beautiful. The people are great. The weather is amazing, and I was down there actually. Wait, say it again.
It's forever spring.
Yes, that's what it stands for. And it's a great place. And when I was there, I remember just feeling, like a type of freedom that you get when you leave the country, because it's not all about, white supremacy and racism and Donald Trump all the time. It's like the world is a big place. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of places you could be, lots of things you could do. So let me ask you this, just for people that I think need to be educated on this, which includes myself in a lot of areas. Jeaninne, why is urban farming important?
Well, for us, I think we understand because of how we came together and how complex that experience was. We really understood that food is an entry point to everybody. So once we got together, we had the everybody. There was 30 of us, college students, kids that live right here in the public housing, artists like myself, and we introduced the food. That was something that we could get around. That was something that we all shared together, and we also saw that it's an entry point to a lot of the different systemic oppressions that folks are facing that live in urban neighborhoods. So that's where the urban part comes from, the urban farming. It's like who we're growing this food for, and who's growing the food, and where is the food going? How is it being cooked? All of these different things are really important to create, in our perspective, a whole community. The farm is a place where young people have came that have been incarcerated and have been able to find employment without any questions. Then they also take food home to their families. We have a 360-foot graffiti wall that is our farm.
Uh-oh. Looks
are
like
usually criminalized.
Hey, Jeaninne. Oh, it looks like you're freezing up a little bit, Jeaninne. I couldn't hear anything you just said.
All right, I'm here. I got all my bars. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can. Now I can. Let me check my bars then. I'll check my Wi. You keep talking. I'm gonna check my internet if I need to be the one.
So we felt like urban farming had a lot of entry points for a lot of different people, and we could come together on a bunch of different issues at one time. Most folks thought we were crazy and thought we were doing too much. But now they come to the space and they totally understand that, yeah, we're having a party for the Trans Health Conference here next to the herbs, next to the sunflowers, as well as, the guy that just got home. He's the one that's, facilitating the party. So it's a place for us that we've seen to be like, wow, everyone can.
Uh-oh. Hey guys, it looks like I just lost Jeaninne. I'm going to try to get her back. Jeaninne is actually an urban entrepreneur. She's a young entrepreneur. She's going to be on our Millennial Entrepreneurs panel at the All Black National Convention this week, which is hosted in Philadelphia. If you want to know more, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. So Jeaninne, looks like I got you back. Are you there? Can you see me and hear me okay? Oh, it looks like our connection is not strong enough to keep going.
Are we here?
Yeah. Maybe walking around a little bit might help. I heard Verizon had I don't know if you're with Verizon, and I don't know. I know I am. I heard Verizon had like a nationwide outage today.
Oh, no. I'm not gonna say my supplier because I don't care. Oh. And I refuse to give them free advertising on this.
I heard that. Okay, so let's take it from here. So you help those who are formerly incarcerated. Is that kind of one of the main missions of the Urban Farm, to kind of help brothers and sisters that have been locked away for a little bit?
Well, I don't even think the word is help. I think the word is just the space is open to us, because a lot of folks that have worked here, that work here and have worked here, have been formerly incarcerated. Myself, some of the young people, you know what I mean? Our farm manager, who is, on his second year returning home and is doing some of the most amazing work.
Oh, it looks like Jeaninne froze again, but while we wait for her to come back, I'm gonna share a video with you guys on the great work she's doing. So Jeaninne, if you come back in and you're hearing this, I'm gonna show your video real quick. That'll give you a chance to kind of see if you can move to a better signal. But check this video out. I want you guys to kind of, watch this. Hold on.
Oh, I could have gave you a better video than that.
Oh well, this is just one. You know what? If you got a better one, send that over. I'll share that one too.
Okay, cool.
So here we go.
Temple students might be surprised to discover a farm in North Philadelphia, but Life Do Grow Farm is flourishing here just blocks away from main campus. Co-executive director Jeaninne Kayembe says the farm is used as a place for community members to learn, live, and grow.
The whole goal of this space is to be growing in a space where things are also growing.
The urban farm houses a full greenhouse, vegetable garden, and showcases murals and artwork. Life Do Grow Farm is just one part of a bigger community organization working to make change in North Philadelphia, Philly Urban Creators. This large-scale initiative focuses on community revitalization.
Urban Creators is really focused on how to give young people a platform to not only express themselves in artistic ways, but also how are they able to be the pioneers of the revitalization of their own neighborhood.
Philly Urban Creators offers resources and opportunities to community members and Temple students alike, recreating the North Philadelphia landscape one garden at a time.
I think it's really important for Temple students to get involved with the community that we live in because the community was here first and Temple was here second.
Like we breaking bridges right here. There's neighborhood people here, there's different programs here, there's Temple students here. This is the type of thing that is magic, you know what I mean? It should be in every neighborhood, everywhere.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Christina Stidham.
All right. I love it. I think it's great. Doing for self, getting it done. I think it's brilliant. When you're talking about connecting with formerly incarcerated. It drives me crazy that we just forget about a whole segment of the population. So many people want to stigmatize and all that stuff over nothing. In a hurting society when we do that. So tell me, when you saw that video, what was kind of going through your mind, Jeaninne, as you kind of watched and reflected on kind of what you're doing with the community, why everybody's so proud of you and has so much respect for the work you're doing?
I mean, I think it always goes back to the relationships. Just looking at even the video, the shirts that we had on is one of our funders. We go to their family reunion every 4th of July. And, they're also our funders. So it's really about the relationships. Just like the young woman said, this was North Philly before Temple University came, and because we've been able to build those bridges for formerly incarcerated folks, for Temple students to care about their neighborhoods, for queer and trans folks, for, single mothers, for XYZ, all of these different things, all of those bridges are leading back to this place. And I love that folks are realizing that on their own, because it's like you do a thing, you build a thing, and you don't know if people get it. This place, this oasis in the middle of this neighborhood is a collection of all of our brains being able to just think and imagine whatever it is that we see as the world that we want. So when other people get it as well, I feel like, okay, we're on a good path in the future to make this world what it is that we want.
Well, you know what? I love it. I think that what you're doing is awesome, remarkable. I'm very, very proud of you. And I know maybe it sounds weird to hear that, you're grown, you're 29 years old, but, my daughter's your age and I just love it when you see young people just doing something different, doing something necessary. And I had to personally be educated. I've been on this little fitness journey for about the last year and a half. And during that time, I became aware of the deprogramming I had to go through in terms of the slave, the toxic stuff that's being fed to us every day. So I had to learn, and I had to really be reminded of the importance of things like urban farms, the importance of growing your own food, knowing where it comes from, how it's cooked, all of that stuff. Let me ask you this. I'm real curious about this. what do you grow on your farm? Like, what kinds of foods do you have, on your farm?
We grow everything that's like culturally relevant to the folks that are here. We're in a Black and Puerto Rican neighborhood, so those are the peppers, the fruits, and well, the vegetables, the different things that we're growing. So anywhere from right now, we're making hot sauce in the outdoor kitchen, some pepper sauce, Trinidadian style, and we have eggplant, kale, red okra. We're growing right now. Our friends at that Black Dirt in Preston, Maryland, they farm on Harriet Tubman's ancestral farm. So we have some of their sorghum growing. Sorghum is a very important ancestral plant. It grows in the sub-Sahara and is cultivated by women. So that was very important for us to have on the land as just medicine. We have a lot of sunflowers. Speaking of medicine, all different types of herbs. We also keep our natural species because most of those natural species are medicinal, like plantain, like mugwort. These are all plants that heal either mind, body.
Uh-oh. Looks like I might have lost her a little bit. Can you hear me, Jeaninne?
Now and most of what we grow is, I tell folks, we grow people, not in a weird science kind of way, but that's our main thing. And that's what we've gotten to do in this space is we've grown as human beings, as, fighters in this eco-justice climate change fight. We've grown, and so has our ecosystem. In the hood right now, two red-tailed hawks, a peregrine falcon, hundreds of species of bugs, but monarch butterflies on their migration to Mexico are all stopping here on the way because of how diverse we keep our plant life.
Wow, that is, I think that is so cool. I love it. I think it's I think that it's really I like it because it's diverse. It's not sort of the typical things that we're sort of wired to do as people of color. I mean, I think that we should expand our horizons. I like the fact that you're a person that seems connected to the globe, connected to nature, connected to new ideas. I respect it. I think that's really awesome. Now, I'm curious. You mentioned your funders. Now, I'm a business guy, and I'm real curious about what does it cost to kind of run something, run a farm like that. You don't have to give the exact number, just ballpark, maybe, if you don't mind. And then revenue wise, like, is a model, like, in terms of, how the farm can, actually generate some revenue, to compensate people and stuff like that. How does all that work?
So as agriculture and mass incarceration are the two most funded things. So we know that the big players are going for that money. And folks have been around for hundreds of years. We're doing things that are contemporary and
Uh-oh, you kind of keep going in and out. Hey, Jeaninne? Uh-oh, looks
I
like
can hear you.
it looks like you're going in and out a little bit. I don't know if you can hear me, but you were saying something really, really good, and then it would just fade away.
Great. Oh, it's your.
Okay, you know what?
All right.
It sounds like our connection is real bad, real tough. How about this? When you come to the convention, I know you're going to be on the panel at the All Black National Convention. I'm going to have them interview you again at the convention. Where we got a good connection. Because we'll be right there talking to each other. Because I think people should know about what you're doing. Everybody, I'm talking to Miss Jeaninne Kayembe. Jeaninne is the owner or creator of Life Do Grow, which is an urban farm in Philadelphia. She does a lot of other things, spoken word, etc. And she's 29. She's on our creative millennial entrepreneur panel that consists basically of millennials who are doing big things, like Peter Parker, who's making films for Netflix, and Jay Ortiz, who's a star in our new show Black Capital and things like that. And basically we like highlighting things young people are doing. And so one of the things I want you guys to do, and I don't know if Jeaninne can hear me or not. It seems like we're super frozen, Jeaninne. Hey, Jeaninne, do we got enough energy? Do we have enough of a connection to say goodbye?
I don't know if you can hear me.
I heard you say that. I heard you say that. Hey, sister, why don't we do this? Why don't we continue the interview? We can shut this down, and then we'll talk again, or definitely I'll have you on my channel at the convention, and that way we'll have a good connection. Does that sound good?
That's perfect.
Okay. All right, sister. Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you. It sounds like you were able to hear on my end. And I'll say that once again, super proud of you, super impressed. And I want also when I talk to you again, please, give us some information so that the people here can make a donation. If you have a space where they can donate, invest, whatever it takes, we're real big on supporting our own. And I know that there's people in here. I'm looking in the comments, and there are people in here that are saying that they would love to support what you're doing, offer any sort of help. A lot of them live in Philadelphia, and so I want to just do what I can to just cheer you on, sister, because I think what you're doing is awesome.
Of course. The way that if you can hear me, the way that folks can check us out is at phillyurbancreators.org.
Okay, that went through perfect. Everybody hear that? That's phillyurbancreators.org. phillyurbancreators.org. So there you go. She's smart. See, she's an entrepreneur. Look at that. She just showed it on the screen. It's right there on the screen. Those on Instagram, y'all can't see it, but I'm gonna say it for you a couple times. phillyurbancreators.org. That's phillyurbancreators.org. Some of y'all live in the Northeast. Some of y'all live in Philly. Even if you don't live in Philly, we got to support our young people. A lot of the reason our young people struggle is because we maybe didn't support them as much as we should. So we got to support our young people and teach them to support their young people so that we don't have the same mistake repeated twice, 2 generations in a row. So thank you very much, Jeaninne. I appreciate you very much, sister. I think what you're doing is awesome. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Dr. Boyce. Appreciate you. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Yes, ma'am. See you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. I'll stick around for 1 second, and I'll tell you that was Jeaninne Kayembe, Kayembe, and she runs Life Do Grow, which is an urban farm in Philadelphia. Her website was I think it was phillyurbancreators.org, and basically, and that's creators with an ORS, and I stuff like that just really excites me because I think it's just super important for us. Those of us over the age of 30, and those who are younger than 32, but we got to support, these young people out here that are hustling, grinding, trying to do something different. Because if you don't, then what'll happen is, the white man always got a dollar for him. He always ready to pay him to coon, to sell out, to do something silly, do something ridiculous. And a lot of them, when I talk to young people, what I find is that, they're looking for answers. They're looking for solutions. They're trying to figure out, like, how do I go make some money? How do I get ahead? How do I become successful? And all that. And it's guidance that allows them to learn how to do it in a way that's going to help them improve their life as opposed to ruin their life. Because you got a lot of young people out here that, that are living lives where you just know that they literally, it's like they're on a train that's headed straight to the canyon of death. Like, and you see it, and it's a slow moving train, but that train is going right off the edge of that canyon. And I'm really talking about the guys, the young men especially, and the women as well, that are influenced by these mumble rappers and all that are teaching them to get high on drugs and it ain't like, smoke a little weed, like it was bad enough back in the day. Remember when Nate Dogg used to be like, hey, smoke weed every day, right? Well, the thing about weed is, like, you can smoke a lot of weed, and I'm not a big smoker. I'm not into smoking like that. I don't think doing anything every day is necessarily good, but you can kind of come back from that a little bit. You can kind of come back from that if it's natural and whatever. But if you getting high on oxycodone and Molly and ecstasy and what's the other stuff, the purple stuff or whatever, like that'll cause brain damage. Meth, like that'll destroy your brain. Like, and once your brain is like frizzled up and fried, like you can't come back. Like, you can't be a normal person after that. It's like having 10 strokes, and trying to then recover and go on with your life. It's hard to do that. So I think that for young people, they need to hear from us. That's why people like me are important on the internet, because because they're not getting life advice from anybody else. Like, ain't nobody really telling them the truth about how things work, the truth about everything from love and marriage to money and finance to health to everything, so go ahead and check out the website, phillyurbancreators.org. That's Jeaninne Kayembe's site. Also, make sure you check out allblacknationalconvention.com. If you live in the Northeast or anywhere on earth and you want to come into the convention, I will be there. It starts Friday. Actually, Thursday night, there's a special session being hosted by attorney Nicole Compton on how to get your business off the ground. So if you have a VIP pass, you can come to that for free. If not, you can buy a one-day pass for that particular session. It's all about business, all about the steps to getting your business started. We're all into building our own. Then Friday night, we begin everything, and we start talking about buying the block in real estate. We have experts on everything from Black love to Black business to psychology. We have psychologists coming in. We've got activists coming in like Michi X. We've got people coming through like Kenny Gamble, who spent millions of dollars buying up his whole entire neighborhood. We got Michael Imhotep from the African History Network. We've got, all different kinds of people. I got to look, technology experts, entrepreneurial experts, all different kinds of people. I'm personally going to give a couple of speeches. One is going to be on the Black Core of Three. The Black Core of Three means that we, as a community, part of our 100-year plan must be to focus on the Black Core of Three as a family, which is to educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. That's the Black Core of Three. If we literally just did those three things, then that would allow us to develop an ecosystem for the future that's self-contained and self-sustaining, that allows us to take care of ourselves under the power of our own energy. Black people have lots of energy. We have lots of ability. We have lots of talent. We have lots of opportunity. The problem is that we give away all that ability. We give away all that energy. We give away all that opportunity. We give away all that power. And so if you give away power, then you don't benefit, right? So what happens is you give away all your power, and then you have no power, and then you're looking for power. So the only thing you can do is you can only plug into somebody else's power source. You're more like a cord, a power cord. A power cord on its own only has the ability to conduct electricity that comes from a different source. The power cord on its own has no power individually, uniquely that it belongs to it, right? So a lot of us as Black people are power cords. We plug into a power source, and typically the power source is white supremacy. It's getting up close to massa, maybe marrying Becky and getting access to her family's wealth or whatever it is. Whereas I don't want Black people to be power cords. I want us to be a power source. Where the difference is that when you are a power cord, you're looking to get up close to anybody that can be a power source. But when you are a power source, everybody wants to get up close to you. When I used to be a power cord, I was looking for the right job. I was looking for the right connections. I was hoping that somebody could help me out. I was looking for somebody to give me a big break. When I became a power source, I became the person who created those big breaks. People came to want to work with me, wanted to connect with me. Right. So you want to be a power source, and that requires understanding power. How does that work? One thing about a power source is that a power source can develop its own self-sustaining energy if it's giving all of its best energy away. And that's what we do a lot of times. If you give away all your energy, then you go from being a power source to being a power cord. Black people are meant to be a power source. Lots of people get up close to us and they suck our power out because we give away very valuable things. Like we gave hip hop was a multi-billion-dollar industry. We gave that away, right? Our athletes are a multi-billion-dollar commodity. We give them away. We give them away for free to the NCAA. Then we give them away to the NBA, who then gives back a little bit to the athletes and their families. But they extract a lot of that wealth by actually owning the sports league. Remember, Black people used to own the most talented, most the most athletically capable sports league on earth, called the Negro Leagues. We owned that. That was ours. We were the source of power. We were the ones who controlled that commodity. We had those athletes. They were ours, right? And because we didn't understand our power, again, we gave it all away. We sent Jackie Robinson, then we tried to send another one, and we traded in a multi-billion-dollar industry in exchange for a couple of nice little jobs. You don't trade an industry for a job. You don't trade a massive corporation just so you can go work for somebody. And so I think that requires a shift in mindset. And that's what the All Black National Convention is all about. We don't, when it comes to begging and waiting on other people to save us, all that, we just don't do that. That's not what we do. So anyway, so the URL for the convention is allblacknationalconvention.com. the the URL for the live stream. Somebody please type that in. It's abncdigital.com. If you join our study group at abncdigital.com, you can get free access to the live stream. So feel free to go there. And then last but not least, I always mention drboycebooks.com, because that's a place you can go if you're looking for books for your family, looking for financial flashcards, looking for apparel, looking for anything that just kind of represents your Blackness and your participation in all of this. Because everything that we do, every penny helps us, but it also helps you. We always give value for whatever you offer to us, because we appreciate you that much. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. And